So last year, Jacksepticeye dared to question MrBeast, and as time went on, MrBeast's reputation started to crumble, because it turns out Jack wasn't being dramatic, he was just early. Now, this all pretty much kicked off with that lie detector moment that went absolutely viral. Jack was on Tommy Innett's channel taking a lie detector test, and Tommy hit him with a question nobody saw coming. Do you like MrBeast? And Jack didn't even hesitate, just a straight no.
Unrelated question. Do you like MrBeast?
No.
Jack. Oh!
Then Tommy pushed further. Do you think MrBeast ruined YouTube? And Jack said yes.
Do you think MrBeast ruined YouTube?
Yes.
Now, people tried to brush it off as banter, but even in that silly format, you could hear the real critique underneath. Jack's point wasn't necessarily that MrBeast is evil or whatever, it was that YouTube's entire center of gravity shifted from make cool stuff with your friends to optimize, maximize, and dominate. So, when the platform's North Star becomes winning at any cost, it changes what creators make, how they make it, and why they make it. Now, the algorithm rewards spectacle and sameness, so everyone reverse engineers thumbnails and retention charts instead of just creating wholesome content like the good old days. Then MrBeast fired back with a tweet saying he reinvested everything, did good, and worked his ass off for 14 years. And look, nobody's saying Jimmy bought Lambos or lives like a scumbag. Jack wasn't critiquing his spending, he was critiquing the cycle where growth becomes both the tactic and the story. When scale is the product, everything turns into marketing for the next big thing. That tension never really cooled down, and honestly, it's only gotten worse, because the result of this is something like the Lunchly situation, and nothing quite showcased the culture clash like Lunchly. Three mega creators, MrBeast, KSI, and Logan Paul, decided to speedrun the grocery aisle with their version of Lunchables. The premise sounded decent on paper. A healthier option with Prime, Feastables bar, and real cheese. Lower sodium, less sugar, all that sort of marketing fluff. But the problem wasn't whether it was slightly better or worse than Lunchables. The problem was that the entire premise felt wrong. The healthy for kids framing did not match the ingredient panel or the broader vibe. Sodium was still high, the less sugar claim only worked if you cherry-picked specific Lunchables flavors, and preservatives were still very much present. Plus, the whole thing leaned on Prime, a sports drink brand already facing legal issues elsewhere. It was peak influencer product energy, slap your face on it, call it revolutionary, and act shocked when people call it out. Which is the exact reason DanTDM dropped the tweet heard around the internet. He called out KSI, Logan Paul, and MrBeast for selling crap to kids who don't know any better. This sparked massive controversy, and that was when Jacksepticeye came in swinging with the legendary line, "If you mess with DanTDM, you mess with all of us." Which wasn't just a tweet, it was a declaration. The OG YouTubers, the ones who built this platform on authenticity and passion, were drawing a line in the sand. They weren't going to let these celebrity YouTubers force trashy products down kids' throats without a fight. KSI and Logan Paul both tried to clap back, but it backfired spectacularly. Logan arrogantly said, YouTubers are building businesses now, and if people don't like it, don't buy it. KSI released a 20-minute video trying to defend Lunchly and even threatened Dan on Twitter, but the internet wasn't having it. Fans rallied behind Dan and Jack, and soon enough reports surfaced about the health hazards surrounding Lunchly, proving their concerns were legit. But wait, it gets worse, because then we got the AI thumbnail situation. In June 2025, MrBeast launched an AI tool on his ViewStats website that could generate viral thumbnails. Sounds cool, right? Well, not until people learned that the tool could literally steal other creators' thumbnail styles, learn from any channel, and even let you put your face on someone else's thumbnail. For $80 a month, you could pretty much become a professional content thief. Now, Jacksepticeye was one of the creators featured in the promo, and he was not happy. He tweeted, "What the actual fuck?" and pointed out that MrBeast even used his logo in the promotion without asking, saying, "I hate what this platform is turning into. Fuck AI." And honestly, he was spitting facts. If the texture of YouTube is unique creator taste and style, turning it into an auto-generate setting sterilizes everything, which goes completely against what creators like Jacksepticeye and DanTDM stand for. So the backlash was immediate and brutal. Creators across the platform called MrBeast out for promoting a tool that would replace artists and graphic designers. Even MrBeast's own fans were confused, like, this is the guy who claims to spend more on thumbnail artists than anyone else, and now he's launching a tool to replace them? Make it make sense. This caused MrBeast to reverse course very quickly. He pulled the AI tool from ViewStats, replaced it with a higher thumbnail artist directory, and stressed how much he values human artists. It was a clean pivot and honestly rare in the space, but the initial instinct was still there. The fact that he thought launching that tool was a good idea in the first place shows where his head was at. Growth over everything, efficiency over authenticity, scale over soul. And here's the thing most people miss when they talk about this beef. MrBeast is clearly obsessed with making bangers, outspending himself, and doing massive stunts. The brand is a global machine that treats each upload like a blockbuster film. Those two things can coexist, but the brand gravity bends the entire ecosystem around it. Jack's ruined YouTube comment wasn't about one guy. It was about how the rest of the platform mutated to orbit his model, and the ripple effects are everywhere. There are endless MrBeast style thumbnails, retention optimized editing, shout heavy delivery, and a collective belief that bigger is always better. So now when small creators try anything different, they're told it's not scalable. But let's be honest, when did art class get graded on scale? And since when did creativity require international retail distribution? Then MrBeast's response framed his grind as inspiring kids and doing good. And sure, he's got receipts for wells funded, surgeries paid, and shoes gifted. Nobody's denying the charity work. But the platform conversation was never charity versus views. It was culture versus conversion. A video can be generous and still contribute to a monoculture of sameness. You can build 100 wells and still be part of the problem if your influence makes everyone else feel like they have to operate the same way to survive. So now let's talk about what this proved. First, the Lunchley disaster showed that when you prioritize profit over people, the internet will check you. Dan and Jack rallied the community, and fans made it clear they weren't going to tolerate exploitation disguised as innovation. Then the AI thumbnail situation proved that even MrBeast isn't immune to backlash when he crosses ethical lines. The fact that he had to pull the tool and pivot shows that creator and public voices still matter when they unite. But the most important thing it proved was that Jacksepticeye was right all along. YouTube did trade soul for scale. The platform became more about views, money, and popularity over having fun. And MrBeast, whether he intended to or not, became the blueprint everyone else copied. Now, the problem isn't that MrBeast exists. The problem is that YouTube adopted his values as the default, then acted surprised when copycats and cash grabs multiplied. So Jack's frustration was never personal, it was existential. Because when the biggest creator becomes a category, the platform stops rewarding the weird, the slow, the niche, and the authentic. So the copycatting isn't MrBeast's fault directly, but it is his shadow. Now, to be fair, MrBeast did show accountability by reversing the AI tool decision, building out systems to pay artists, and continues funding charity projects many corporations wouldn't touch. So that deserves acknowledgement. But Jack's brand is still the guy who just likes pressing record. He streams, he jokes, he burns out and says so. There's no fake energy and no manufactured hype. So when he looks at a thumbnail factory or a Lunchley marketing campaign and says this isn't it, it lands because it feels like a community instinct, not clout chasing. That's why his what the actual fuck tweet about the AI tool felt protective. He was defending the layer of YouTube that still has fingerprints on it. And at the end of the day, MrBeast will be just fine. He'll keep breaking records, doing insane stunts, and being the biggest YouTuber of our generation. But this was never about ruining MrBeast. It was about not letting MrBeast be the only grammar YouTube speaks. It's about remembering what made this platform special before it turned into a product bible. So yeah, MrBeast just proved Jacksepticeye right. And honestly, we should have been listening from the start. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll catch you in the next video.